Welcome back to the channel, and here is an interview with an Englishman abroad. Honestly, the sacrifices we make to bring you the content. We forced ourselves to go to Biarritz. Zak Kibirige. How do?
Good to see you.
Nice one. Nice one. Sure I can't get you a coffee?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
So it's morning after the game that we've just watched. Probably Dougie, who's standing back there, he'll probably be cutting in some footage of the game from last night at this point.
Yeah,
all right. How was it? How did you feel this morning, firstly?
Yeah, I feel satisfied this morning, but physically feel dreadful. 9 o'clock kickoffs in France were a tough one to get used to. Getting into bed at like 3 a.m. trying to get a couple hours kip isn't the easiest, but happy. A big win.
Some big units on that Béziers team as well.
Yeah,
and just in France in general, right?
Yeah, there is, which isn't always ideal, but sometimes it's pretty handy.
Right, so you've got JJ in the squad as well. I'm just thinking of the UK-based lot. Tyler Morgan. Lovely hair that guy's got, hasn't he? How much pride does he take in that barnet?
Honestly, it's relentless. It's painful. It really is.
Yeah. I've just noticed as we've been chatting, even in the minute here, little eyebrow raises and nods to people.
Yeah, been in this bar maybe a few too many times. But
at what time of day? This time of day, or
all times of day,
right.
All times of day and night. But no, we're very lucky to live it. It's a great spot.
Yeah, right. In fact, you can show us around a little bit. Is this situation with the market? Is this standard?
No, it's not something I've seen before. But the sun's out, isn't it? It's Friday afternoon. The sun's out, so it looks like everyone's just taking the day off work.
Yeah. You came here not necessarily by choice. You were limited by your options because of what happened with Wasps. But do you pinch yourself sometimes that this is your life?
Yeah, I'm very aware of how lucky I've been to sort of end up living in a place like this, especially coming off the back of living in Perth with the Western Force.
Oh, of course.
That was obviously another.
God, I'd completely forgotten that.
Another incredible experience. I think my agent's only really sending me places that's got a nice beach at the moment. But,
so, right, talk to me. So, are you England, Australia, France? Give us the kind of like biggest differences, the things you love most or find weirdest or whatever.
I think specifically this part of France and Perth, the lifestyle is incredible compared to being in the Midlands. Sort of the active lifestyle and just being out and about all the time. And obviously the weather makes a massive difference. And then again, if you compare that to when I was in Newcastle, it's a huge difference to be able to spend so much time outside and just enjoying the lifestyle, and then double that with the way of life that they have out here. It's so chill. Frustrating at times, but so chilled.
What did you find like difficult about coming here? I mean, language must have been one, obviously.
Yeah, the language barrier is obviously huge, and but you just got to try and find. I think you speak to anyone who comes out, you just have to try and make the effort and find the time to put into trying to learn the language, which is not always easy, but I think the effort.
How is that going?
Slow. It's not the easiest, but I think the effort is definitely appreciated, and I think it also gives you that sort of confidence and peace of mind if you know you're putting the effort in to just sort of keep cracking on with it, and it might take time, but eventually it'll come.
So what is a normal? So we're on a Friday. When you have a Thursday night game, and I don't know, is it like day off today? And what's the rest of the weekend normally?
If we were going into, we've got no game next week, which is pretty nice. So we'll get a little bit of extra time off. But if we had a game next Friday, normally we'd be Thursday, Friday, today and tomorrow off, in for a little bit on Sunday morning, and then a long day Monday, Tuesday off. Train again Wednesday and Thursday, and then into another game Friday.
So have you and the other UK-based lads have got a bit of a bit of a click. You hang out.
Yeah, I think.
It would make sense, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty natural that we stick together quite
Charlie
a lot.
Matthews as well as the other one.
Yeah, Charlie Matthews here as well as.
So I was just
a
making sure Dougie didn't back into someone. Yeah.
There was a couple more Brits out here last year as well, but they've moved on. But yeah, I think it's pretty natural that most of the French clubs is a pretty solid foreign core that tend to stick together.
And is that Englishness coming through at all in the clubs or in the rugby? Like it must be a different mindset, different approach to the sport. We hear about the French flair, but what do you bring?
It is. There are things that they obviously bring to their game that they're known for, sort of that flair you're talking about, and probably the emotional side of it that we see less of at home. But then if you can bring in a little bit of what we have at home, I think there's a lot of sort of control and structural things that we've sort of brought across from home that hopefully can help out a little bit. We feel like it does, and I think trying to find the balance between the two isn't always easy, but at times it works really well.
What about your adjustment to that French flair then? That because it just feels like you say, it's emotional, it's impulsive, but then when that moment arrives, they just go in a way that maybe English teams don't, who stick to the structure. The structure is really important, but how's it been for you adjusting to just that kind of go time?
Yeah, it was. I think it was pretty tough. I think my last couple of years in England, it was getting more and more structured, and I think it was something that I sort of learned and understood what we were trying to get out of that. So then to try and change completely the other way to that is difficult. But like I said, the French guys are really good at it. It's so natural to them. It's so natural to them to just play. I think you can see that in any sort of games we play in training. Most of them are just real natural sort of games players, and it's at times it's perfect for us. At other times it's incredibly frustrating.
Talk to me about what's frustrating. What's frustrating?
Well, there are definitely times in the game where you just need to sort of put your foot on it a little bit and slow down and take control of things, and I think that's the part where we struggle a little bit, just to take a little step back, slow things down and take control of things.
It's worth just kind of highlighting the fact, obviously you had the experience with Wasps. A lot of the lads actually have landed on their feet in France from that. Is the Wasps WhatsApp group still bubbling away?
It's quiet. It's been quiet for a while. Every now and then you'll get a little something, but I think there's still, obviously it's a big group of people.
What is there? There's like
50 of us in the squad.
Dan Robson up the way in Poe.
Yeah. So there's still little pockets everywhere, I think, of guys who stay in touch with each other. But
you went from one club which obviously had that, and you came to Biarritz, and you must have been like, well, obviously via Western Force, but out of the frying pan into the fire, because they're just starting to build a little bit of solidity after a mad couple of years for them as well off the field.
Yeah, this is coming to the end of my second year here, and the first year here was pretty crazy with all sorts of talks of the club going bust or sales and takeovers and all sorts. It's nice to see the club's got a bit of stability, and obviously that's what I've been looking for, I think, in the last couple of years.
You were like that meme with the noose and first time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and talk to me about Pro D2. Just I don't know. I loved the match last night. The fact I was expecting it to be a much better crowd than you would get at a championship game in England, but I wasn't expecting it to be that much fun.
Yeah,
to go and watch.
Well, the French public absolutely love their rugby. So yeah, it's the second division, but most of the games you go to, there's a big old crowd there, like thousands and thousands. And the atmosphere is incredible. Like I said, they're so emotional, so passionate. For a neutral, an incredible league to watch, because it's crazy, absolutely crazy. It's just chaos. Every week, someone is beating someone that you wouldn't expect. I think potentially very frustrating if you've got skin in the game, if you're a fan of a particular club. There can be frustrating weeks, real highs and lows, but for a neutral, it's an incredible league to watch.
What's it like going away to some of these places? Because it seems like the difference between a team on the road and a team in front of their own crowd is, when you look at the results, it's mad.
Yeah, that's something that we speak about quite a lot as the foreigners here, that we have always struggled to get our heads around. For us, it doesn't really matter home or away. It's sort of, we feel like we're turning up in the same way. But yeah, if you look at the pattern of results across the league, teams are night and day when they're playing home and away. There are difficult trips, and I think potentially not made much easier by the way teams go about those trips, with often a lot of changes for away games, and potentially you're sat on a bus for near enough 10 hours the day before a game, which helps no one. But it's the way they like to do things out here.
So is that when you know you've you know where you are in the pecking order by how many times you get sent on a bus?
No comment.
And when you come to a new French club, like I know in England, it would be, you know, the most experienced ones sit on the back of the bus, get their seat in the dressing room. How does the hierarchy and the process work as a player in France?
Bus-wise, there's a big poker culture here.
Poker?
So the back of our bus is taken over by the poker table, so there'll always be...
Are you allowed to say for
8 or 9
real
people.
money?
I don't know, I don't play. No,
What do you do? Just big headphones on and...
Yeah, just chilling. Watching a lot of movies, like I said before, that some of these journeys are pretty heavy, sort of can be up to 9-10 hours. So took myself away with some movies.
Yeah, who are the biggest characters?
I'd say our hooker, Johan Bergerai. He's a big character in the team. He's always got a lot to say for himself. He's a funny lad.
Are you confident enough in your French that you can pipe up when the moment demands?
Occasionally, I find it's very, very context dependent, my French. Sometimes it's pretty easy to know what's going on and chip in. And I think, to be fair, our French guys, their English is a lot better than they give themselves credit for.
Yeah.
And they're actually really supportive with helping us with our French, and then speaking English as well when the time probably requires it, if we're struggling a little bit.
I don't know how much you knew when you came here about the historic rivalry between Bayonne and Biarritz.
Yeah, not a lot, to be honest, before I came. But since I've been here, I've been learning more and more. Yeah, it's a pretty fierce rivalry. Yeah. The two stadiums are only, about 10-15 minutes apart.
Exactly. And there was a time when it was the other way around, Biarritz, where, I mean, that's one mad thing. You've joined a club that have some of those names, some of those faces on the walls that you walk past in the tunnel.
Crazy,
it's nuts, isn't it?
Crazy. So
guys that you must have been a kid like watching on the telly.
Yeah, some absolute rugby legends, and we were lucky enough this week to have, with it being a big game, the club organised to get some of them in this week and come and speak to us and sort of present our shirts to us before the game. So it's the likes of Yashvili and Harry Nordicky in with us this week, which is
no way. What was that like?
Pretty cool, to be honest. Like you said, they're from a generation that you grow up watching, and a little bit further removed from it. Obviously, being when I was younger, not watching a lot of top 14 and stuff, but you remember them from Six Nations and World Cups, and
I just love that identity. The fact that the Basque flags is your jersey. It's they're so passionate.
Yeah,
here, aren't they? Not
the prettiest shirt I've ever worn, but yeah, I think really taps into the
red and white one with the Grinder as the sponsor. Was that your jersey when you first arrived? So that was amazing.
Yeah. That was a good one. I think there's good plans for the shirt next year as well. I'm led to believe, going back to something pretty classic, I think.
What, the red and white?
I think so.
I like that. I like the sound of that. But just that passion. That if I had to take one thing away from what you've said, it's just that emotion and that passion. And every single time I come back, and watch a game or spend any time with people in France, it's massive.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is huge. It's pretty fierce and pretty tribal. That the sort of passion that you'd compare to football at home, I think. And it creates some fantastic atmosphere, especially in local derbies, the likes of when we're only going 45 minutes up the road to play games against Dax, so you're getting a good travelling support to go to games like that. And
what's the biggest game for Biarritz in just from that emotion point of view? Is it that Dax one?
Yeah, I think it is that derby with Dax. Yeah, we had a pre-season friendly against Bayonne, and
so should we perch on the steps?
That rivalry is huge and it is really fierce, but. Yeah, with it being a pre-season friendly, it's a little bit different.
Well, so what a cheat day meal be? Because today, that's today, isn't it? Calories don't count today.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever go that far. I think you maybe have to be even a little bit more careful over here because you can just get so carried away every day eating out. And
oh my God, I can understand how those Islander boys just get balloon.
Yeah, it is incredible. Very lucky. Lucky part of the world to live in.
Mate, look at this.
The food out here is unbelievable.
How far away are you from here?
About 10-15 minutes.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
This will be me for the rest of the day. Once I get rid of you, settle in somewhere with a couple of lads.
I don't want to stand in your way. Let me let you get rid of me now. Appreciate your time.